And we're live. Ho, 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 ho. What? Oh, B said, I'm done with this. I had enough already. 1 second into the show, and I can't stand to look at y'all. What's going on, LBHT crew? Man, the chat is hot today. They are ready. Shout out to Kimberly Harmon. Says, "Hey, lunch break hot take. That was the suck that they lost." Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Shout out to our guy Shaheen. He says, "I hate to say it. I told you guys we were going to lose in the next game as well." Shaheen, I don't think I've ever seen you pick the Ravens to win any game, if we're being real about it. And I went back and I looked at your comment. You said, I mean, look, you're saying that you didn't understand how we could be so optimistic. We lost by 3 points, Joe. Right. And I look, I get the pessimism. So I'm not here to quell your anger, so to speak, right? Because some of the things that you're skeptical about are exactly why we lost this game. But Lamar does give us a chance in every single game. And even when he didn't have his best game today. We were right there. Now, Josh Allen did not rip us apart. He only had 213 yards passing, another 70 yards rushing. That's exactly what you want your defense to do. But, we need them to do a little bit more too, right? You can't just do good and okay, right? Or good enough, quote unquote. Like the way this team is constructed, we're putting everything on the defense. Now, when we lose these games, we never really talk about the defense the way we should, right? Because we know Lamar is the best player in the world, and we expect Lamar to make those plays, right? But that's why I got the shirt. The shirt makes another appearance. Hashtag defund the defense, because the defense is never going to be expected to close out a game.
No.
Now, what you saw at the end of the game, me and B were discussing it. I know you guys were watching it on Twitter, or reading stuff on Twitter. We opted to go for it on 4th down. There's 4th and goal. We got the best kicker in the galaxy. It was like, kick the field goal, take the lead, and let your defense do their job. Sure, right? The way we talk a big game here in Baltimore, how it's run first and defense, run and defense, and that's how we win games. And when they zig, we zag, all that stuff. It makes sense, right? But the reality is, they knew that wasn't really going to go down that way, right? We knew as fans that wasn't really going to go down that way, that we needed to get those 7 points there to give ourselves a chance to win, because they were definitely going to score 7 points if they needed to, right?
Yeah, the Ravens have built a team where they've built a defense to hold the other team to 14, and they've built an offense to score 17. And of course, when the defense doesn't hold to 14, which is never, because that's not a thing in the NFL now, the offense has to do more with less.
Yeah. And shout out to Noah for the donation. Appreciate you. He says, pain. All I feel is pain. We're known as the Atlanta Ravens. Every time we have a lead, so many other people will blame Lamar instead of blaming the team as a whole. I think Harv's made the correct decision to try to go for it, and our D was getting cooked. Hey, well said. And I know Daniel C has a lot to say in the chat too. Daniel C, I don't know what game you were watching, what games you have been watching. But to say keep blaming the coaches when Lamar can't execute the play call properly, that's a joke, right? You have your center with 2 false starts. I don't know what game you're watching, right?
And
you're not watching the game that we're watching.
I do know you need to calm yourself down in the chat, or you're not going to have a long stay here, right? No, calm down with the name calling and all that.
I didn't see.
Oh yeah, it was earlier.
Okay. Yeah. Let's keep it respectful. Daniel C, he's been here before. Let's keep it respectful. I know. Look, Daniel C is just typing through the pain. He's really angry. Okay. He's hurt by that. Okay. That's a defense mechanism. I get it. That's a coping mechanism. But I'm sorry, B. I cut off your point.
No, yeah. The team looked really good in the first half, the offense and the defense. They put up 20 points. They held Buffalo to 3. They forced a turnover on the first drive, led to the touchdown. Everything was all good. Second half comes along, and you're without Rashad Bateman. I mean, he was having a bad day anyway, but he's the only viable receiver on the team, if we're being honest. I mean, we all love the way Devin Duvernay is playing. And he had another 4 catches for 51 yards, but he is not the top threat on offense. He cannot be the number 1 receiver on the field. Yeah. And so you're what you saw in the second half was, Lamar dropping back, going through his reads. Nobody's open. Got to run. Entire second half, pretty much. Right. You got the defense, starting to leak a bit. And we saw it even in the first half of the game, even with Bateman out there. It's not an offense that can move the ball quickly and score points against really good defenses. They have long drives where they're kind of just getting a small bite here, a small bite there, all the way down the field, and that's not sustainable, especially for a team that is prone to making mistakes. You have all those drops. Lamar threw a couple of interceptions, although the one interception wasn't totally on him. It was batted at the line, but you got him throwing picks. You got all the drops. You got all the penalties that Baltimore has been known for years. Like you can't keep thinking, hey, you know what? It's all good because our offense is going to get the ball and they're going to have a 15-play drive and they're going to score and we're going to win. No, man. And Noah's correct. They were absolutely right to kick the field goal. They lost the game when they didn't score a touchdown on fourth down. Like, I don't know what people are thinking, like how the defense was going to stop them. Buffalo went down the field so easily on your defense that they had to kneel inside the 2-yard line twice to keep from scoring too fast. Yeah. So don't sit there and try and tell me that they were going to stop them from scoring a touchdown at that point. That game was over as soon as they didn't get that touchdown on fourth down.
Yeah, the time for the defense to show their worth was before they got into field goal range. What's up, Jacob? You want to say hi real quick? Say hi to everybody. You're on camera. Say hi.
Hello.
Hello, Jacob.
That's our assistant producer, Jacob, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I mean, the time to show that they were worth anything was when you need to keep them out of field goal range, right? And this is what me and me keep trying to tell you guys. This ain't the old defense, right? Like that could do that. This ain't the type of defense where we need to get a stop. They're going to get a stop. Now, yes, the first half they did a good job, right? They forced 2 turnovers. We got to a 17-point lead, but the way this team is built for if we have a 17-point lead, we keep that lead, right? Now, it's troubling to see that the offense, not put up any points in the second half, but also you didn't construct this team to go out there and score, much more than 20 points.
No, because you know what happened on that fourth down? Okay, Devin Duvernay got open, right? It was in that
yes, because my TV cut out for a second on that play. I saw the
interception. He was in that bunch of receivers. He snuck through the trash and he got open in the back of the end zone. But you have a rookie center, you have a garbage left guard, and you have a rookie playing left tackle who is playing his second game at left tackle ever. So Lamar drops back. Now, he didn't see Duvernay early enough. But by the time he saw him, he was running for his life, and he had to throw the ball running backwards. It was a bad throw, and it got intercepted. You don't have playmakers on this team to just say, hey, you know what? Don't worry about it. Offense has got it. They didn't build the team that way. Big Reg is in here talking about him screaming all offseason about them needing a wide receiver 1. That's what we've been saying for years. They have to put weapons on the team, right? Where was Mark Andrews?
Right.
Where was the best tight end in the league?
Right.
That's what Ravens fans keep telling me. He wasn't anywhere when they needed him. Right. Where was Rashad Bateman? I mean, he was out of the game. Where was James Prochet and Devin Duvernay and Tylan Wallace and Demarcus Robinson? Where were any of these guys? Where was Isaiah Likely?
Right.
Right. None of these guys scare any competent defense. None of them. You don't have players who put fear into defenses. Right, you don't even have the run game that the Ravens have been lying about for the past 4 or 5 years.
Nope.
You can't get any push. You can't block for the run. J.K. Dobbins is a good running back. He's not a special running back. Justice Hill's not a special running back,
especially coming off an injury.
Right. So
how is Justice Hill Justice Hill? Like, what did they say? Like, what's wrong with him? I know he came out the game.
I didn't see any update on Justice. I hope he's all right because that wasn't great the way he pulled up in just in the open field.
Yeah. Let me read a couple of these comments real quick. Shout out to Dan. He says, "Get Harbum off my team." Hey, all right, Is that what you're saying, Danny, or are you quoting what Marcus Peters said at the end of the game? Because he had a lot to say to John
I will give Marcus that, man. He ain't gonna hold his tongue.
Okay, so we're gonna talk. So hold that thought, because we're gonna talk about what led to Marcus Peters screaming at John Harbaugh, and he's 1,000% correct.
We are going to also update you really quickly that Carolina just had a pick 6 against the Cardinals, and they are up 7.
Oh,
shout out to Frankie Louvu.
Frankie Louvu has been balling out. B.
Yeah, man, that was a fantastic signing. Absolutely.
They're making that Hassan Reddick let him walk. Look, I mean, like, I won't say he's genius, because you can always use edge rushers, but look,
yeah, I mean, he could still be there, but Frankie Louvu has been really good for him.
Shout out to him, man. What's up? Yolanda says, facts, but we were horrible in the second half when it really mattered. Yeah. Well, shout out to Jake P. Says, fellas, let's talk about it. Yes, let's talk about it. DeAndre Thomas said defense played well. They played well for one half. I came, and not even the whole half, because at the very end, again, less than 2 minutes, you let them go right down the field and score a touchdown. That I can't say you're playing well, right? Now, yes, I'll take 10 points at the half against a team like the Bills. I'll take it. But this defense is supposed to be a top 5 defense. I don't think you guys understand like what that's supposed to mean. Even in today's NFL, like, yes, you're going to give up points. But if we're putting that kind of resources into this defense.
Thank you, Big Reg. It's Justice Hill hamstring strain.
Okay. All right. So it won't be out. He won't be out for too long, hopefully, because that was a nice run that he made there. Whew. Justice Hill, he's looking good. He's looking good. But this defense is supposed to be able to make stops when it needs to make stops. It's supposed to be able to, kick a team while they're down, because they were down and they looked out of it, and you let them get into it by letting them score at the half. They felt good going to the half, and then we come out flat-footed on offense, 3 and out, right? I think part of that was caused by another penalty, right? And then I think we did okay for a little bit, held them to a field goal. Oh no, they scored. I think I want to say field goal, and then they scored again and tied it. Defense did okay, right? They held it to 2020 for a while. We couldn't get anything going on offense, but again, it was one of those things where you knew, right? We have to score a touchdown because they got it rolling again. We can't get anything going. And what's the word that we always say? The A word around here? Adjustments. They made adjustments. We didn't make adjustments. We're sending Patrick Queen on blitzes, and he's just running right by everybody. I don't know what Patrick Queen is looking at. I don't know what he's looking at when he's running through the line, but he's not looking at the ball carrier.
Right? Listen. Patrick Queen doesn't know what he's looking at. He's going full speed like A-Train every play, and A-Train runs through people sometimes, and he just doesn't see him. That's what Patrick Queen has got going on. He don't know anything about angles. He don't know anything about regulating his speed so he can control his body. Nothing. I don't even really want to blame the defense. I mean, they gave up 23 points to the Bills. The Bills are a Super Bowl contender. They've got one of the best quarterbacks in the league. They got Stephon Diggs. They got Dawson Knox. Like, they're a really talented team. And like we always say, defenses aren't supposed to be able to hold those offenses, right? Yeah. Now, the problem, like you said, the problem is, okay, you only gave up the 23 points, but on that last drive, when you knew you could not give up points, you absolutely had to have a stop. You gave up a 14-play, 70-something yard drive for a field goal, which would have easily been a touchdown had they been trying to score a touchdown. That's the problem.
Yeah.
When you know that you absolutely have to have a stop, you can't count on them to get the stop.
That's the thing. And their defense, even though they are banged up, they knew, hey, in order for us to get back into this game, we have to stop them. And that's what they did, right? They made some adjustments to slow down the run, to slow down Lamar. Lamar didn't have a great day. Only 144 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, right? About 70 yards rushing. Not a great day. They did what they needed to do to climb back into that game. It was ugly all around. Like, I don't think Buffalo fans are sitting there. I mean, they're glad they got the win, but then I go sit there and say, yeah, we played an excellent game. They're going to look at it and say, boy, that was ugly.
We stole one.
We stole one. That's exactly what they did.
Just like Miami did.
Yeah.
And just like apparently the last 5 teams have in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Right. Because I mean, this team, I hate to say it, they ain't got no heart.
20 points scored on us, 20 unanswered points. It just can't happen. See, Dubster says the no interference call in the second quarter turned the game. So there were a couple of bad calls, but like
that wasn't one of them. They did the exact same thing to a Bills receiver in, a few drives earlier.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Called.
Yeah.
So let's not do that.
Yeah. Shout out to Manuel's Call of Duty channel. Make sure you subscribe to his channel for all things Call of Duty. Says defense wasn't okay. It was trash. And those cute plays are worthless. Take them out the playbook. There was a point in the second half where I'm just like, why is it when we're getting into these no heart Anthony.
Yes.
Hold on, let me read this. Shout out to Yolanda B. Appreciate the donation. Yolanda. Says this week the sports analytics will have a field day with this one. Hey. Yeah. Like there was a point where they're running these plays, and it's just like every pass seems like a 2-yard pass. What are you drawing up here, right? And I get the thought. It's we're going to drain the clock, so it's a little 2-yard pass, and we run for a couple yards, and then gets a second and 5, then maybe 3rd and 1, and we convert and we drain the clock that way. That's fine when you're executing. These ridiculous, rudimentary plays are fine when everybody's executing. But when they're not executing, that's when you have to adjust.
Which is the norm in Baltimore.
Right. So what was happening is they were working, and then Tyler Linderbaum, for some reason, gets a false start, even though he has the ball in his hands. Right. I mean, I can live with that because he's a rookie. But damn, man, 2 times, right? You're getting false starts. You're getting Daniel Falele running down the field to catch a pass. I don't know why he was doing that. He wasn't trying to catch a pass, but he was ineligible down the field. That's what they said on one play. A lot of mistakes by your rookies. Right. So now it's 1st and long and 2nd and long. The play has to change now, right? You can't do this little dink and dunk, and then we get into 3rd and long, and we don't have a play for that.
Let me ask you though, who on this team is getting open down the field?
Well, that's another problem.
And which O-line is it that's going to keep Lamar clean long enough for those plays to develop?
Yeah, that's a very good point.
And that's why, very early on, when we first started doing the show, I was like, I don't want to blame Greg Roman 100% either, because they don't give him the tools to do his job properly. Yeah. Now, he's still bad at his job, but you're not giving him a great O-line, which you need if you want to be a great run team. You're not giving him great running backs. If you want to be a great run team, you're not giving them great wide receivers. If you want to lean on the pass game, what are you giving them?
Yeah.
You're giving them a tight end who, I mean, listen, he had a fantastic season last year, right? And before that, the book on Mark Andrews was he's a good tight end who doesn't show up when you need him to, right? He drops key passes in big games in the playoffs and whatnot. And now, today, like I said, in the second half of that game, where was he?
Yeah. Hakeem agrees, says, the short yardage passes are goofy. Super goofy, in fact. What's up, Darius Simmons says, Tana Just Out says, we going outside like Dookie Weems. Oh, man. Attitude Pops going on says, we should be 4-0. I agree. We are officially the new Falcons. Fire this coaching staff, and everyone needs to go. Why does Lamar have to be the only QB to have to play perfect every game for us to win a game? Yes, this is it right here. And when it comes down to it, what happened today? The only thing that happened today was Lamar didn't play perfect, and we lost.
Well, and it's funny because neither did Josh Allen, right? They had very similar games.
In fact, he would have had 2 interceptions as well,
if
Patrick Queen didn't drop the
catch
interception.
that.
It makes another
I
appearance
saw-
2 weeks in a row.
I saw somebody say his hands are like Olaf from Frozen, but that's rude. All right, he's got human hands, but Josh Allen had a very similar day to Lamar Jackson, right?
Yeah.
They both didn't throw for a lot of yards. He had one interception, Lamar had the two. Lamar had the one passing touchdown, Josh Allen had the one rushing touchdown. But they have guys to make plays in Buffalo. They have a defense who can step up when they need them, even when they are banged up. And in Baltimore, it just doesn't seem like they're on that. They're not that cohesive. Like they don't have that sense of the moment. What's up, Mike?
What's up, Mikey? Yeah. Hold on, real quick. I'll let you finish your point, B. But E, I put it up here already. He wants you guys to know # no yoga coaches, right? He's talking about John Harbaugh. He calls John Harbaugh a yoga coach. Mikey, I think are you muted?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I just want to make sure your audio is straight. No, I'm sorry, B. Go ahead and finish your point.
My point was, thank you, Anonymous.
Oh, shout out to Anonymous. Says, is Mr. Jackson definitely leaving Be More now? It's too early to say. But maybe.
how many high fives were going around? Was it one winning drive or wherever it is that Bishotti has his office? So
right. Well, I don't. Well, okay. Well, we didn't talk about this part. Marcus Peters yelling at Harbaugh, right? Yeah. So
best play of the day.
What led to that? So they're down there. At the goal, near the goal line, right? They could still get a first down. I believe it was third down. Like they let one run go.
Yeah, what happened was Devin Singletary ran up the middle, and it looked like some of the Ravens were trying to let him score, and some of them were not. He got tackled like right around the 3 or 4, and then it was third down. They needed a couple yards to get a first to be able to run out the clock. And that's when they ran that quarterback sneak with Josh Allen and pushed the entire Ravens defense back a couple yards. And so, he had to, so he could set up and survey the spot and make sure he was in fact past the first down line. So he could, just kind of set himself down and get ready to run the clock out and win the game.
Right. I think that QB, well, I don't think I know. That's when Marcus Peters lost it. That QB sneak, because I don't think they were all on the same page in terms of we got to stop him here, because you stop him there, then it forces a fourth down. They had to kick a field goal, and the Ravens have time on the clock, right? And they just were on the same page, and Marcus Peters lost it, and he let Harbaugh know. Harbaugh said something back to him, and they had to hold Marcus Peters back. Now, why would he go to Harbaugh about his gripe, right? Why is the fire so? Why do you have so much smoke for Harbaugh? Could it be because of the person he brought in to run this defense? Davon says that like button is your friend. Indeed, that like button is your friend. That's why it's a thumbs up. Okay, that's a friendly sign. Go ahead and hit that like button. Yeah, we got 70 people in here. Got a couple of people on Twitch and Facebook, so go ahead and hit the like over there as well. And if you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you're in here, if you're a Bills fan, congratulations, man. Look, comeback wins are always great, man. Look, you're a good team. Shout out to you guys.
Especially because it wouldn't have been a great week if you had to sit and talk about losing 2 in a row. So that was a big time second half from that team.
Yeah.
And that's what championship level teams do.
Absolutely. No hate over here. None at all. Mikey, what's good, man? Hey, we can't hear you. Can you hear us? We can't hear you.
Yeah, you are muted or something.
Yeah, I think you're muted. Mikey is experiencing some technical difficulties. He's gonna get that together. Is your mic on? All right. He'll be back. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Maston Park says, good game, Ravens. Go Bills. Hey, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Appreciate you coming through. Congratulations to your Bills. Those fans showed up today. They showed out. And good win.
Listen,
good win.
You want to give a shout out? Shout out to man who called Odafe Owe breaking out.
He did.
He had a sack and a forced fumble today.
Yep.
So shout out to you, Go man.
Yeah, man. Salute to you. Salute to you.
That was really nice to see Owe show up and make some plays. I hope he continues that.
Yes. We needed that so bad. And he played with a little bit more sense of urgency. Yeah, we need more of that. Yeah, we need more of it. Let's see. RTV says Harbs is overrated. Special teams background can only go so far. I mean, we know this. We've known this for a very long time. The Harbs is not. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but he's not the coach that people hype him up to be. Right? He inherited a team full of legendary players that didn't need any kind of coaching or motivating. Right? And he just had to not mess it up. Right now, he's messing it up. What Peters was saying to him, I'm not sure what Peters said, but I agree with him. Right? You can't keep having these miscues and misunderstandings, man. This has been going on for years now. Why aren't you guys on the same page?
Well, he said they are on the same page after the game. After when people were asking him about Peters, wanting to fight him. Yeah, we're on the same page. Like, you want to fight yourself? I don't understand. I don't think you're on the same page as Marcus.
The same page is I don't like you. I don't like you either.
Very different page. Oh, we got you now, Mike. I think
we got you, Mike.
You hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, Mr. OTR Mike, host of the up and coming Open Mic with OTR Mike. How you doing, my friend?
Clearly, you can see not good by the way my appearance started on this show. But man, again, the whole time I'm sitting there, we playing good in the first half. We get a lead, and I can't be comfortable, and that's exactly why. Like a couple years ago, 2019, even last year, sometimes like you would get a lead, like you felt comfortable, especially at home. It's like, all right, we good. We playing well. We took, and then even to take a lead into the second half like that, you feel, even to take a lead into the fourth quarter, you felt good. It's just not like that no more. So I don't know how much I could take of that this year, but we'll see, man. Like you're saying, long season, but these are games that you got to get. I mean, I know people are questioning going forward down there, but you got to be able to score in situations like that. You got to be able to score, especially when you got the most dynamic weapon in the league. You got to be able to find a way to score. The play call to me was horrible there. I would have put him in a run pass option or something like that. But you gotta score. You gotta find a way to punch it in and put your foot on their neck in those situations, and we just don't have it. So until we find that, it's gonna be a long season. The Peters situation, I mean, that's supposed to be Harb's boy. So to see that go down like that, I mean, it can go one of a couple ways. Because if he loses Peters, then he good chance he loses that locker room. So
yes,
we'll see how it goes.
Quick shout out to Marco G. Thank you for a donation. Says, did you guys see the delay of game penalty in the first half right before the field goal? Yes. Tuck still made it, but he bailed out Harb's bad clock management. Yep. I think Peter's mad because we wanted the D to let him score, so O gets the ball back. Just heartbreaking. Yeah, there's clearly some of the team wanted to let him score. The other was like, let's get this stop, and we could force a field goal and we can get the ball back, right? Because I mean, at that point, that's where you're at. Third down, if we just stop them, then they kick the field goal. Like, yes, it won't have much time, but we'll have some time, and we can get into field goal range because we have Justin Tucker. Like that's the thing. If we hold him to a field goal, we don't need much yards to cover to get into field goal range. And shout out to Anonymous for a donation that says, has Mr. Jackson been wasted 4 years in Baltimore? I don't want to say wasted because, I mean, got an MVP and, he's playing for my team.
Absolutely, he's been wasted. He won that MVP on his own. And they've won one playoff game with arguably, I mean, you can make an argument he's the top or second or third quarterback in the league. It's the most important position in the league. It's the most impactful position in the league. They had him on a rookie deal, and they didn't put anything around him even remotely resembling a contender.
Okay, I'm not gonna argue that. I wanted to address Marco's first point about Justin Tucker. Right, he did bail out Harbaugh, and it's one of those things that you want to, if we're spoiled for anything, it is kicker. Right, we take it for granted. That was supposed to be a 46-yard field goal kick, which is long enough for the average kicker already. Yeah. And yes,
not an easy kick by any means.
No, and then yes, we get a delayed game. And it now it's a 51 kick, which is not automatic for most people. That will make some teams have to, either call timeout and think about it, or say, okay, we might have to punt this ball. It was like, okay, whatever, just kick it, and he kicks it and nails it. But it's things like that. This team gets bailed out a lot by special players, Justin Tucker, Lamar Jackson. We get bailed out a lot because of that.
Well, I don't know how many of y'all were up early and watching the London game, but their kicker, Will Lutz, the Saints kicker, he came in and hit I believe it was like a 60-yard field goal, right? And then they let the Vikings go down the field, kick a field goal to take the lead. Then they got the ball back and got back in position to make a field goal, but they couldn't get any extra yards. It was another 60-yard field goal, and I couldn't help but think, I was like, he's probably not going to make this, right? Like,
right.
But I'm like, if it was Baltimore, I'd be like, no problem.
Send him out, right? Shout out to Coach Evans from Sip to Tally Films. What's going on, Coach?
What up, Coach?
Thanks for coming through. So okay,
y'all big time, man. Y'all getting spammed up in here. Y'all big time now.
Hey, I know. Where are the mods?
Hey,
right.
Yes, mods. Please take care of that. Go ahead and get that. Man, I mean, I appreciate the love. Like, I'm glad we're getting noticed, but let's read a couple of these comments. I got our heart out like 5:30, about 5:30, maybe 5:35, but we gotta be about here. Definitely no 2 hours today. It's gonna be definitely gonna be a shorter stream. We're gonna have a lot to talk about this week, so don't worry. We have a lot to talk about this week. Willie Seaborn says, "What's good, guys? Late to the party, so I know someone said it already, but when does that clown stop getting a pass?" We're talking about Harbaugh, right? Yeah,
or Giro, or I mean, you kind of
look,
or McDonald's.
Chan Wu thinks Harbaugh's a great coach. Okay, Chan Wu,
you a Bills fan, Chan?
Let's see. He says Owe will be a star. Maybe that's possible. Okay. Danny says, without Tucker and Lamar, where is this offense in big games? Absolutely
nowhere.
Yeah. It's just not a well put together team. That's the first part. EDC is I can't call him a good GM. He's not a good GM. This team, we can't make excuses for why we can't make big plays or clutch plays. We don't have the players because that's how they wanted it, right? That's how they wanted it. This team is constructed exactly how they wanted it. And then the execution part, that is on coaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to try to,
I'm sorry, hey King, we're not policing production in here right now, all right? Owe got a sack. Instead, Owe literally tripped into his sack. That's okay.
Hey,
listen,
so
I ain't seen anybody else get one.
That's who they were mad at the end, right?
Owe?
Owe is the one that made the tackle that didn't
on Singletary.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
He was the one that made the tackle. So it was. I think it was because I think that's what led to Peters being upset. I think, like you said, I think half of the team was on. It was an instance where they weren't, again, communication. They all weren't on the same page because Calais. If you watch Calais before they snapped the ball on that 3rd and 1 or whatever it was, Calais was ticked off also because they didn't allow him in. Always the one that made the tackle at the end, and I think that's what led to all of the Peters being upset that they weren't on the same page or something. Clearly, it's just this is 3-4 weeks in a row they had communication issues. So,
a shot to Anonymous says, "Are you convinced or sold on Mr. Bateman?" I think Bateman is a solid wide receiver. I think he'll get better. But this whole thing of there's a lot of people that are overhyping Bateman, and we do this a lot as fans. I mean, we're not the only fan base that does this, but we project a lot onto players what we want them to be and not what they actually are. Bateman is not an elite wide receiver. He's not a top tier wide receiver. He's a good wide receiver, and he's going to get better. But this whole, we don't need to go after this guy. We don't need to trade for this guy. We got Bateman. We got Duvernay. We got these young guys. We got to let them play. Well, that's what happens, right? Sometimes he can make a good catch, but he can't do it consistently yet. And that's what you saw today. Because there were a couple of catches. Had he made those catches, this is a different ball game.
All right, Dane, you remember when I said you need to calm yourself down? I mean, you're talking nonsense, but it's time to go. We'll put you in timeout to start with.
Who are we talking about? Daniel C?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, look, we have a rule here. If you want to troll, the first one's free, right? And I read your comment. The second one, you got to hit up $ LBHTShow, okay? Yeah. That's the Cash App. That's how we do our super chat, or that pin link that you see in the comment. Those are the two ways we do super chats over here. All right.
And by the way, Daniel, congratulations on using Joe Burrow as an example when Joe Burrow did not win the Super Bowl because of his O-line.
Yeah, I missed his comment, but I don't know why these people don't think that we be for the smoke, man. We for it. I missed it. We for the smoke. I mean, have your fun, but we for that too.
Yeah, but to answer the question, I'm sold on Bateman. I think he's a good receiver. I think he's a very talented player. And it's just that it's not that, he's not what they were expecting. It's that he's a second-year player, and they should have never put him in that position to begin with. If they still had Hollywood, or if they went out and got a number one wide receiver, you wouldn't be hearing this kind of talk about Bateman. You put all of the pressure on Bateman to be essentially one of the three guys to carry the offense.
Yeah,
and he is a guy who had played five games in the NFL, right? It's ridiculous. Like you said, it's a poorly constructed team, and that falls directly on Eric DeCosta.
Yeah. Shout out to Josh Hoffman. Thanks for coming through. Says, after last week, I've been watching Queen a lot. He will be talked about like Elam once he's gone. Oh, that's a good comparison. Pass plays, he stares at the QB. Run plays, he gets blocked easily, and he misses all kinds of tackles. Yeah, he's somebody that he doesn't fully trust his instincts, right? He'll shoot the gap, go get in there untouched, overruns the play, or he'll slow down and just doubt himself just for a little bit and then miss the tackle. But we're in year 3 for him? This year 3? Yeah.
I think so.
As a first round pick, he can't be making those same mistakes. He looks like a rookie, right? At the end of the day, he just looks like a rookie. Mm-hmm. He looks like a first round low pick rookie in year 3. That can't happen. It has to be that he's putting it all together now, and he's just not. It was a bad pick. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Keenan Ricketts says we have Mandrews, Bateman, Duve, and Robinson Super Bowl bound.
Duvernay is now the number one on this team in my book.
Handel's got a question for you, Mikey, and shout out to Ravens Online on Gatekeepers. Make sure you subscribe to him as well. Says they think that we are new fans like some of them and don't know our history. Oh yeah, listen, like there's a lot of new fans in here that don't know. Like they're talking like they understand this history of this Ravens, but they've been watching for about as long as Lamar's been in the league. All right, the last time this team has won a Super Bowl, half of these guys were in 3rd grade. All right. Yeah. It's been a while.
It's exactly why your show is named what it is, Hendo. They're gatekeepers. They're gatekeepers, man. Like they don't want to listen to people be honest with the situation. Like if it's bad product, it's bad product. Like don't make excuses for it. Like if you expect to win and be, by all accounts, I expect to win and be contended for Super Bowls here, right? If we're gonna just be mediocre, then we could talk like that. It could be okay. We'll be all right in a year or two. If you expect to be mediocre, but if you expect to win, then it's gonna be some hard conversations and some hard opinions on the team. You got to keep it real with where the team is at, and we aren't there. We aren't. I believe we can play with anybody, but we're missing those pieces to put us over the hump. To help us win games like this, to help us close games like the Miami game. That's what we're missing. So if you can't handle the truth, and that's your problem. That's a you problem, buddy.
Yeah. And shout out to Anonymous for a donation. What would it be?
Let me pull it back up here. I said, thank you, brother man. Marvelous work as always.
Thank you.
So much.
Appreciate that, Anonymous. And shout out to Suge Knight 1323 for a donation. Says, I'm here to troll. Baker just threw an interception, Brodny. That's your QB. Excuse me, Steeler fan. How'd your team do today?
The team lost to the Jets, and your first round rookie quarterback threw an interception on his first ever pass attempt.
That's not good. That's not good. But we love Suge though. Suge, he's allowed to troll. And listen, Suge trolls responsibly. If you want to troll the proper way, we allow trolls in here. That's a common misconception over here at Lunch Break Hot Take is that we block trolls. We do not block trolls. Trolls are welcome, but there's a way to do it. Okay, if you want to troll, it's going to cost you. Okay, hit up the super chat. In our super chat, once again, $ LBHTShow. That's the Cash App. Also, the pin link that you see in the comment will take you to our stream elements. Both ways, you leave your donation, leave your comment, and you get the animation right next to my face that you've been seeing. Okay, and we appreciate everybody's donations up to this point. He said, Zay, tell him why I wore today. My man E came to my house before the game with a Miami Dolphins hat on. Okay. he drove all the way over there, called me, said, come outside. I came outside. He's like, and then walked off, got in his car, and drove back home.
I can see E doing that.
In the power of gestures, because he's a photographer. You got to send you a picture.
Yeah.
I can 100% see Eric doing that.
Then Lou says this team is okay. Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah. So for the season, they're going to be fine. We're not going to lose too many more games, guys. Like we are venting right now. None of us feel like they're going to lose more than 4 or 5 games. This is a playoff team, and the way this division is looking, we'll probably win a division.
Well, I mean, listen, my thought was the way the division is looking, Deshaun Watson going to come back and run all y'all up out of there.
Oh, well, yeah, the Browns have been winning some games.
Like, imagine if Deshaun Watson comes back and they win 7 of 8 or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
Or I guess, he's coming back for 6 games, huh? So like 5 or 6 or 6 in a row, and they just rise to the top because they're all playing like you want it.
Shout out to Suge for another donation. Says, hey, we know we ain't going to make the Super Bowl this year, but at least we know that we will have our QB for the next 4 years. Can't say the same about the Ravens. I'm not sure if you're going to want that QB, though.
Yeah, Suge? Do you know that? Your QB of the next 4 years just lost to Zach Wilson.
I will say this. Zach had the best gritty, or whatever they call it.
No, don't do that.
He had the best one. A lot of people didn't try it. A lot of people didn't try it. He had the best one.
Marco G makes a good point here. I'm going a little fast here because we got to get out here in a few minutes. But he says, we're highly critical of this team because we care. That's right. People who make excuses don't care or live in a fantasy. Steelers have their standard. So do we, and we ain't living up to it. Absolutely. Yeah. Yolanda said, no, B, just know about Watson. We don't like the guy, but he can play.
I wouldn't expect it. I'm just saying, with the way the division is playing, all 3 teams in the division right now, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
But the point we're making is, we know what the Ravens can do with Lamar in a regular season. It's when you get to the postseason, you have to play this Bills team again, except this time they're healthier and they're playing playoff football. And because they have more than just Josh Allen on the team, they have a truly special player in Stephon Diggs, right? Like, you can see what they have versus what we're lacking.
Yeah.
Right. That's where the issue comes in.
Before we get out of here, I have a special message for Mike. I don't know if you've seen it, but in Green Bay, Romeo Doubs lost a fumble and Christian Watson scored his first touchdown. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful. That's okay.
Because
it's a beautiful thing.
Mr. Pierce had himself a day.
He did. He did. He looked outstanding.
And if you guys don't know what they're talking about, that is our fantasy football. We do a dynasty fantasy football league. These two have been entrenched in a weeks long trade negotiation, and B is trying to sell hard Christian Watson for Damian Pierce.
I'm not trying to sell it. Okay, I got Christian. That's what
Since we brought up fantasy football, B, let's talk about our Patreon real quick. Let people know how they can support us. Look, we got about 90 people in here. All right, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Okay, even if you're Bills Mafia, shout out to Bills Mafia, man. No, shout out to the Bills. They're a good team. They're a well-run team. All right, I mean they salute to them. They made a good comeback.
God forbid they find a run game.
Yeah, well, look, I think it'll come together for them too.
I think it will too, and that's not good.
But hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you're a longtime fan and you want to support the show, okay, patreon.com/LBHTShow. Okay, that's how you do it. We have 3 tiers. B, tell them about the tiers real quick.
Yeah, so we have a $3 tier, which is for general support, and also, God, every single
he broke it.
time.
He broke it.
He broke the trophy, and he's not ashamed to put it on camera still. But it gets you into our NFL Pick'em League. Mike was the champion last season, as he is very fond of letting you know.
Yes.
We have the $10 tier, which will get you into our fantasy football league. We have a dynasty league, and then we do a redraft league every year as well. If there's enough interest, we will start up a second dynasty league as well. But the $10 tier will also get you the LBHT Crew coin.
Yes.
And allow you to request specific content, articles or videos on any sports topic that you would like. And then we have a $20 tier, which is a combined tier for this show and our boxing podcast that we do with OTR Mike, Ring Kings podcast, where you get everything that I just mentioned, as well as our custom poker deck featuring our top 25 fighters of all time. I'm just going to finish it up and leave that there because I don't want to see Mike anymore. So if you're into boxing at all, definitely head over to Ring Kings podcast, hit subscribe. Check out, it's a 5-part series. We just recorded several episodes yesterday, so they're going to be coming out the podcast every Monday.
Yes.
So hit the subscribe or on YouTube or anywhere that you listen to podcasts.
Yes, indeed.
And all the tiers will get you into our overtime show that we do every Wednesday, which is going to be fantastic this week. We already found a couple of, God damn it, Mike. a couple of topics for this week, and you will also get entrance into our Discord channel. You're the worst. You're the worst human being.
Oh God, Antonio. Shout out to Antonio. He says, I know I'm late, but gotta say, take the friggin' points. Okay, so Antonio, so we did talk about this. Here's the thing. I don't agree, but I understand the argument, right, for saying that, because the way this team was sold to people is run and tough defense, right? That's how we built this team. When they zig, we zag, and that's how we're gonna play our game. So you would think, take the points and let the defense do their job. But the reality is, our defense just isn't that. And if we kick the field goal, they're gonna go down the field, drain the clock, and score a touchdown, and then that's it.
Just like they did. Yeah, because I just want, I saw Esiason and Cower and even Nate Burleson, who I thought was one of the youths, but he's an old apparently. They're all saying, yeah, you got to take the points. That was a bad call. You got to take the points. What do you think would have happened if they kicked that field goal? Knowing that when they didn't kick the field goal, Buffalo went down the field so easily that they had to stop playing offense so that they did not score too quickly on you. What do you think would have happened differently had you kicked the field goal?
Right. Yeah. They purposely settled for the 3 because they could win with it. But other than that, they'd have been going for 6 right there.
Easily. Mm-hmm. Easily. Okay, a couple more and we gotta get out of here. We got like 2 minutes. Josh Hoffman says, listen, it's a take a lead or gamble on nothing. If they're going down on the field on us, a touchdown wouldn't save us. Did we need to go for 2 also?
Yes, it would. What do you think happens when you score the touchdown and kick the extra point? They go down, they score a touchdown, they kick the extra point, and then you're still playing. You have a chance to score and win the game at that point. Yes. Ideally, your defense does their job, right, and keeps them from scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, it was kicking that field goal was going to do absolutely nothing for you.
Yeah. And maybe we did need to go for 2 as well. I mean,
or you score and you force them to decide if they're going to go for 2 at the end. But at the end, you are in that last drive. You want to be up in that situation. If you up with 7, you feel good about that.
Go ahead and put it in the chat, Coach. Like, what do you think was going to happen differently if they were up 23-20 and Buffalo gets the ball? They went 75 yards on you easily. They knelt twice inside the 2-yard line.
Yeah. The score ended 23-20 because they chose not to go for the touchdown. They just wanted to drain the clock and kick the field goal. They were definitely getting the touchdown if they needed to get a touchdown. Maybe there's a little bit more time left, and we try to go down the field, and we will have to score at that point. Not a field goal, we will have to score, right?
All y'all, what you're saying is I would rather lose by 4 than lose by 3.
But again, I don't. But again, I don't want to argue that too much because I get it. That's how this team is built. I get the way that they're thinking. Play calling is different. The mindset is different.
I could get with that if they had any trouble at all. Because I mean, on the defensive side of it, Baltimore knew they couldn't give up anything. They couldn't give up any points. But they allowed Buffalo to go right down the field anyway, right?
This is exactly how we lost to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
We were up, we went up by a field goal again, right? Then we go up by field goal, and then they went down and scored a touchdown. Isn't that how we lost? Jalen Waddle scored that touchdown.
Oh, okay, but Coach, listen. Okay, you say who says you lose though? All right, well, what if you kick the field goal and they do score the touchdown? Are you arguing then that you should have gone for the touchdown? Or are you still saying take the points is the right thing? Like you're arguing the outcome here. Like it's about whether or not you believe your defense can stop Josh Allen and that offense from going down the field. And they showed repeatedly that they couldn't. And they showed in that situation that they couldn't.
Yeah. I mean, look, like I said, I don't like to argue that point too much because at the end of the day, it really just comes down to the fact that we put together a team that's just it doesn't fit today's style NFL, and we definitely don't have the coaching staff to make do with what we have. What we saw was a coaching staff for the Bills that made all the adjustments. Shout out to McDermott, man. Shout out to him and shout out to Dorsey, right? They had an excellent second half game plan to get them back into it, and we were just flat-footed, right? We couldn't do anything, and then we're seeing our team make mistakes. I don't like the excuse of, well, they're young, they're rookies and all this stuff because we put them out there. If that's the excuse we're going to make, well, why didn't we get more veterans on this team that aren't going to have false starts and delay games and ineligible receiver down the field, right? Like, you put them out there. So, I mean, it is what it is.
And I do want to also point out that this is kind of a fallacy in the way that we always talk about these situations. Josh is saying, no, I'd say take the points every time. I stand by it before and after, regardless of outcome. I'm saying take the points too. I'm saying take 7. You're saying take 3. You can miss a field goal. A field goal can be blocked. There can be a bad snap. There's no guarantee you get 3 points. We're both saying take the points. I'm saying take 7 points.
And for being honest, if they could have blocked Lamar for 2 seconds, they would have had a touchdown.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you, Coach. I hear you. And you know what? We're going to talk about it tomorrow on Coach's channel. Okay. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Sip to Tally Films. Every Monday we do a Ravens Roundtable. I believe that it's still on for tomorrow. If so, it should be around 9 p.m. Eastern time, and you will see all of us there. And this will come up, I'm sure, along with, hey, what's going on in the Graven? Appreciate you coming through. Yes, because we're about to get out of here. Man, I hate to cut it short. There's 90 people in here, so go ahead and hit that like button on your way out. But yeah, I am about 3 minutes over. I have to get out of here ASAP. Okay, there's more football to watch. There are Panthers fans in here. Watch your game. I don't think we're gonna be streaming again later on, but we'll be in the chat. And if you want to,
this trash.
Oh wow. Okay. Look, but if you want to chat with us about it, Patreon.com/LBHTShow. For as little as $3 a month, you can join our Discord, and we talk about everything in the Discord. So
Hendo, spark it up. We'll come in there.
oh yeah. Hendo, if Hendo does a stream, yeah,
B,
me and
B
Mike.
gotta go to. B don't listen. This extra work for B, he ain't feeling it.
But okay, yes, be there, be square. Sip 2 Tally Films. That's where you need to subscribe. All right, we go. The round table will be there tomorrow. All right, we have a lot to discuss. Also, just in the sports world, there's a lot going on this week. So Wednesday, that's when we do our live show. Wednesday at 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. We're gonna be talking about what's going on with Tua. Oh, Mikey taking the call. Is that is that EDC?
It's Eric.
Yo, Eric. Yo, Eric.
Tell him get us a wide receiver 1, my good brother.
But yeah, we're gonna discuss Tua. We're gonna discuss some things going on. The NBA is coming up, so we're gonna be discussing that as well. A lot of stuff.
Eric has a message for y'all. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, put me up there.
You up there?
The yoga coaches out of there. All the yoga coaches out of there. D-Roll, who that little Michigan punk? Get his ass out of here.
Okay, Eric.
we were dangerously close to off.
This is child friendly, man. We try to keep it child friendly.
All right, E. Shout out to E, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody that came through in the chat. We are out of here for real this time. I'm
gonna agree with Yolanda as we go out.
Yes. Yikes. Yes. This is why we he's contained to the chat for the most part. He's usually a guest on UFC streams that come on like 1 a.m. Okay, because those are a little less kid friendly. All right, we're out of here. B, are you ready?
I am ready.
Hey, Mikey, thanks for hanging out with us for a few. The three of us, we got a lot going on. We got a lot in store for you guys. So you'll be seeing a lot of us in the future. But for now, enjoy the rest of the night. Look, 2-2. Okay, 2-2, but we're still in it. Don't worry about it. And we'll regroup on Wednesday to discuss this. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.